are you?
Good, how are you? Good. You're thinning down.
He's skinny, right? He's a no-carb guy.
That's right. I like that for you. So, we're calling it, yeah, live.
With Matt Randall.
Text Mike. Oh, Robbie's not playing. Yeah, Robbie's not playing. What? Yeah. No problem. I wonder if his son, hey, you know his son could guard Kevin. Good. Matthew could guard Kevin. 11. Is this doing the whole field right now?
No, like 20 yards.
But Liz is standing right now, so I don't know. I'll have to watch it.
Oh, it's only doing the midline?
Yeah. So
pick a side and let it sit on a side. Like it's Gonzaga's home game, so put it on.
I was gonna pan right and left
Oh, you
because
were?
it got closer and stuff. But for now, I'll stay in the middle. But I can go to Gonzaga if you want. I was gonna do until like 15 minutes before. I'll put it over to the right, put it over to the left for like a few minutes on either side. Yeah. No, we'll do online.
Stinky and smelly, but he's here to say it. So you don't get to touch it. He's all gross. Is that water? Little jab here and there? Yeah? He's fast. He likes it. He's excited. He likes this movie. Oh, yes.
No, stop this. Robbie's like, no, he's okay.
Sorry, guys.
Welcome to Buchanan Field at Gonzaga College High School for the number 6 Landon Bears at the Gonzaga Eagles, ranked number 2 in the DMV. I'm Cabo Maddox here with Matt Rienzo. We have a gorgeous night here, Matt.
Yeah, this is really going to be just a phenomenal night. It's beautiful. Downtown Washington, D.C. We've got 2 storied programs facing off against one another in a battle that's going to have implications in the local rankings. Not league play, but definitely a lot on the line here today.
These guys, this field is beautiful. It's a relatively new field right down here in the heart of D.C., and couldn't be a more perfect night. The Landon students just arrived. They don't have school tomorrow, and the Gonzaga students have arrived. So we expect the crowd to be electric and loud and exciting, and we're going to do the best we can to give you the game of the week in the DMV. First, players to watch. Let's talk about Gonzaga first, Matt. Ryan Splain, James Matton, Declan Monahan, and Brendan Lane. Tell me about those guys.
Yeah, those are some of the key upperclassmen for the Eagles. And starting with Splain, he's one of the most electric long poles in the country, headed to Rutgers next year. And he can score. He can also shut down the other team's best player, and he can also control the middle of the field and really change the game. So look for him. And James Matton, one of the most talented attackmen in the country in any area. And then Declan Monahan.
He's had a great start to the season.
He really has. He's a junior goalkeeper, very talented, headed to Penn in a couple years, and has been on lockdown mode the first couple games against Loyola and also against McDonogh. And then Brendan Lane is a name that some of you may not know, but look out for him today, number 14. He'll face off for Gonzaga.
Does it all.
He's a senior. He's got 4 goals in 2 games, plays defense. He's an excellent transition midfielder, so look for him.
65% on the year as well. For Landon, players to watch are Anthony Panetti, the sophomore who's now playing attack and has had one excellent game on attack and tough game against St. Mary's. He's looking to rebound tonight against Gonzaga, along with Kevin Miller, the other sophomore, another part of that super sophomore class at Landon, that loaded 24 class. Kevin Miller is an electric 4th leading point scorer in Landon history as a freshman, behind the likes of Eichelberger and Keena and Epstein. So his name is up there with the Landon greats that play as freshmen. Cullen Brown is the captain, senior, headed to Ohio State.
He's impressive, Cabell. I was watching him in warm-ups. He looks as advertised, athletic, big, strong, fast.
Yep, and just like Ryan Splain, he controls the middle of the field. He plays the wings, then he'll stay on it close. And then finally, Hunter Taylor, the senior captain goalie, headed to Michigan. He needs to have a big game. So let's talk about keys to victory next. First, for Landon, I think that the first key, Matt, is the young offense scoring. They got to figure out ways to take advantage of their speed and their matchups versus the Gonzaga close defense.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure, Cabell. I mean, you've got Kevin Miller and Anthony Panetti, who are 2 very talented sophomores with good speed. So look for the likes of Austin Cunningham and Matthew Rienzo to be up to the task today, and we'll see how they do.
And then the second key is keeping face-offs to 50% or greater. When they had their one win against Severn, they actually were closer to 60%. The other 2 games, they were way lower than 25%. So anything 50 or greater is a bonus. Their faceoff guy, Bobby Rutsky, the senior, is back tonight. He has a bum ankle, and so we'll see how he does. But Davis Owens is facing off pretty well with the pole. And then the third key, this is probably everyone's key when you're playing Gonzaga this year, is try to limit James Matten. He's easily their best offensive player. He has over 75% of their scoring already on the season. So I don't think you can shut down James Matten. He is electric, and you'll see backhand shots and behind the backs and 360s and everything between the legs from him. But now on to Gonzaga Keys. First, they need others to score besides Matten. What if Matten has an off night or only has 5 points instead of 10 points? Who's going to do that, Matt?
Yeah, they've looked for production from Johnny Gardner, who's only a sophomore on attack. Lane has filled in with 4 goals, as I mentioned earlier. But look for Splain to also score in transition or assist. And so they need to spread that out. They're not going to look for any one person to score 3 or 4 goals to make up for anything that may happen, any shortcomings with James Matten as the game progresses. But they'll look for 3 or 4 guys to score 1 goal.
Talk about face-offs. Lane, I think the next key is if they dominate face-offs, and I'm saying like 75% or more, which is very possible.
Yeah, it all depends. How does Rutsky do when he comes out here? And then also,
Rutsky's taking the face-off. They're doing lineups right now.
Can he hold up? And then how does Lane do against Rutsky? And then, if Rutsky has to come out, what does that look like with facing off with the pole with Davis Owens? So,
and the last key is the last key is Declan Monahan. He's been talk about his start this season.
Yeah, I mean Declan, held Loyola to just 4 goals, and then held McDonogh, one of the most high-powered offenses around, held them to 7 goals, and he's just been playing lights out. So if he can continue that way, that's good things for Gonzaga, and if he doesn't, that means good things for Landon. So,
well, perfect. Let's get this thing rolling. Sorry, Matt.
No, yeah, you hate to put that kind of pressure on a young man, but that's really what it boils down to. These goalies are going to have to make saves. Look at these guys battling right off the get-go. You got Cullen Brown and Tommy Bonavita fighting on the wings. I mean, pushing and shoving and knocking each other off sides. Refs decided just to restart the game. Yeah. Bobby Rutsky jumped. They didn't call it. Lane wins the faceoff. Lane races down, has a fast break, kicks it to the point. Down to Wise, over to Matten. Matten misses wide off the save from Hunter Taylor. And that is something you can see from Brendan Lane. He can create transition out of the defensive end and off the faceoff. So look for more of that today.
So 1 win for Laner. That's number 14. Give him a W. Nice clear by Landon. Up to Preston Luger, the Navy commit.
And now you see Splain in the middle of the field getting after Luger here.
17 is Splain, guarding the ball here. Up to Panetti. Panetti to Cameron Brown, the Dartmouth commit, the senior captain. Big midfielder. Brian Splain immediately says, I got him.
Yeah, you can look for a fundamental defense from Gonzaga. I think they're going to play within themselves, not be chasing people around too much. You got some interesting matchups on the close D. You've got, you want to take that, Cavill?
Well, yeah, I mean, we got Matthew Rienzo, your son, who's started every game, played every minute, guarding the senior Zach Olerking, and now he's actually switched off. Is he playing sides?
Well, I think what happens with Gonzaga is they'll switch on a lot of the picks, and they're not as concerned with straight-up matchups. So you'll see all the poles guarding a lot of the different players for Landon.
A little bit of push there, loose ball push on White. It's going to stay Landon ball. 18 is Anthony Savoy, the junior. He flip-flopped with Panetti. He was a starting attackman, and then all of a sudden they flip Panetti. Here's Miller. Going downhill against Rienzo. Gets to his right. Shot. Big save off the foot for Monahan. Miller got right by Rienzo. And then Olerking is just dropping people left and right. Strips the ball.
Good action out here.
And then just drops number 29.
Austin Cunningham.
Dropped Cunningham or stripped Cunningham and then hit 10. I think. Anyways, that was great action by Olerking.
Yeah, that's going to be critical, ground balls in their defensive end, and conversely, Landon on their offensive end. Ground balls, and what can they do with them?
Miller's got a short stick, Ryan Pels. They are teammates at MADLAX. They know each other well. Miller knows he has an advantage on this. He'll come around, and Monahan, another save. Man, Monahan is picking up hot.
Yeah, he's gotten off to a good start with 2 big saves. Now let's see if Gonzaga can possess it a little bit, work a little clock, get their defense rested.
Here's Wise. Matten is shut off at X by Galliani. That's probably a smart thing. Jackson Galliani draws a very tough assignment of guarding James Matten. This is 3. Johnny Gardner, who has 5 goals on the season, 0 assists. Is he a shooter, Coach?
Yeah, he's going to look to dodge hard for his left hand. It's a speed dodge. He's going hard to his left hand.
He's got Cullen on him, though.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup for him. You know, Cullen has the speed to match. Johnny has been impressive in the preseason and in the fall. So look for him to try. He's not going to back down from Cullen Brown. He's going to go after him.
Here's McGlynn being guarded by Ferguson. Flood on 30. Ryan Taylor. Here's Gardner with Cullen on him. Cullen is just a physical, mean, he'll break your arms off type of defender.
It looks like it. He's a few very hard checks there for Johnny Gardner. He's going to need to get new arm pads for next week.
And a new back. He's got a couple late kidney shots afterwards. Oh, nice dodge by 8. Ian McGlynn, that was a strong take down the alley. No slide came.
Just 5 seconds in the shot clock. They're going to need to dump it in the corner.
They don't think they know yet. He doesn't know. Wise had no idea. Couldn't get the word to him.
Yeah, they need to communicate that as a team, you know, talk it up so that everybody knows the shot clock's down at 10 and below.
Here's Hunter Taylor walking it up. Stings it to Nathan Ferguson, the sophomore. He's got Splain on him. This is a bad spot to be for Ferguson. Oh my gosh, the ref got in the way, and Landon made an amazing play. That's a push, but they don't call it.
Letting them play
Robertson,
here today,
Chase Robertson down the alley, kicks inside. Oh, missed. Panetti picks up the loose ball. Being guarded, takes a lefty rip, and Gonzaga backs that up. Tommy Bonavita was on the end line for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that was.
Yeah. he just chucks it down to the attack. Down to Wise. I think Landon was subbing.
You know, one thing you'll see from Gonzaga today is they will look to push transition. They'll look to push transition with their poles as well as their midfielders and really take advantage of those transition situations. It's much harder to score 6-on-6.
Here's McGlynn. Had an excellent dodge. Davis Owen on him. Probably need to keep the pole on McGlynn on the first midfield group. Here's Hobson, the sophomore. And over to Ryan Taylor, the senior. Lefty. Here's Gardner. Switch now. Gardner's got a short. And he doesn't take it. Gardner to 2.
Yeah, that was a nice little seal play. Cody Hobson started inside, popped out, and Gardner found him for a nice feed. According to your stat sheet, that's Gardner's first assist of the year, so congrats to him.
Yeah. You think that was a set play?
It looked like it. Although, you know, Gonzaga's offense does have a lot of pretty good spacing. They set a lot of picks on and off the ball, so that could have just been a normal play throughout the flow of their offense.
You know, it's that shot wasn't the best location. I wonder if Hunter didn't see that. Didn't change planes. It went right by his head. Hunter needs to make that save. Here's Nico Shermer, gets knocked down by Ryan Splain. Tough ground ball there by 14.
And this is the kind of action
Lane.
you'd expect. These teams, frankly, they don't like each other, and they're so fired up to play this early season game. So you're going to see a lot of those hard rides, big hits. Yeah, this is good stuff.
Good wrap by Gardner, picked up by Wise. He kicks it over to, no, that's Gardner. Sorry, Gard. Good wrap check by Madden.
So there you go. There's a goal off the ride and a goal off the ground. Those are two pretty key times in the game where offenses can look to take advantage when it's not 6-on-6 offense. Like I said earlier, very hard to score 6-on-6, but when it's unsettled, whether it be a ground ball, transition, off the ride, or what have you, that's when you can really take advantage. Some of the best college teams you might have seen this year, Virginia, Georgetown, Maryland, very similar. They like to move the ball off the ground, and they like to get transition in their offensive end off of ground balls.
Yeah, Zaga looking sharp off the ground right now. It's Rudsky against Lane. Believe that's Lane. Yep, that's Rudsky. No, that's Davis Owens. Davis Owens with the pole has been doing a great job this year, and he gets the win.
That's a violation for the white with a hold.
Lane held.
That was the call. I assume it was Lane, and that'll go a violation against him on the faceoff.
Yeah, it's 1. You get 3, a half, and it resets. Landon brings out the first on midfield. 14, Single with the ball. Will Single, the senior, headed Dickinson. Over to Anthony Savoy, Jr. at the point. Looks like Splain's getting a breather, and they bring out Grady Corcoran at LSM to guard Cameron Brown. It's a Grady 13 on the ball here.
I think Splain actually just is in down low. He's catching his breath while he's playing defense.
That shot hit Rienzo in the back. Monahan's out of the cage, trying to get the ground ball. Loose ball push on Brown. White ball. Yeah. So Splain's not coming off. What am I thinking?
No, he won't come. He won't come out of the game unless he's absolutely gassed. He'll do his resting, playing close defense, and let someone else take the pole run.
Gonzaga down to Rafferty. D-Mitty. Nice clear by Gonzaga.
They're shutting off James Matten. So they're going to face guard him the whole game, make it hard for him to get the ball, and we'll see how Gonzaga likes to chooses to use that. They can pick for the ball.
I like that move defensively. He's their best player by far.
Yeah, it's a great move. Make the other 5 guys beat you. The question is, will Gonzaga use him to their advantage now that he's shut off? Will they pick for the ball, which becomes a double pick, or will they use him in other ways, pick plays off the ball as well? So we'll see how they utilize that.
Second middies lines out here. 28 Timmons. Look at Matt. He sent a pick for the ball there. It didn't work though. Preston Luger on defense here on Dabs. Luger knocks him down. Luger, big defensive midi going to Navy. Here's Wise on Luger. A little switch. Abramson. Wise comes around and sneaks it. Charlie Wise, unassisted goal.
Yeah, Charles Wise is not the biggest guy on the field, but he plays with a lot of heart, and he's very quick.
That's only his second goal of the season, and that was sharp.
He made a similar left-handed goal in the McDonogh game. So even though he's right-handed, showing some quality versatility there using his offhand.
Gonzaga always seems to find those seniors that, you haven't seen play, and all of a sudden they pop out their 12th grade year and have a solid season. Here is Rudsky against Lane. On the wing, Nico Shermer. Great ground ball by Nico Shermer. In traffic. He's fast. He might go to the rack on this. Man, he should have just gone to the rack.
What was great about that play by Nico Shermer was not just the ground ball, but also the check that he used to freeze the Gonzaga defender and then allow himself to pick up the ball. Great job by 42.
Second line midfield out here. This is the freshman Devin Stewart. Out with Chase Robertson and Owen Calderon. Owen on the hockey team and committed to Monmouth. Here's the freshman being guarded by Bonavita. Here's Robertson being guarded by Splain. They got to get the ball down to the attack here.
So you've got Brendan Lane on defense.
Who's great. Who's excellent.
Yeah,
right?
he's very good.
Slow to switch, and that's a nice backdoor play. Ooh. Rienzo just knocked his head off, and he got called for it.
That's one of those penalties where, obviously you don't want to be man down, but you also don't want the opposing team running through the crease without, knowing that that's not something they should be doing. So, whether the coaches are pleased with that hit or not, we'll find out on their reaction as he runs.
I was more impressed with the play by Miller dumping it back inside to Savoy. It was just a razor pick, I call it, a pass down, pick down on the wing. And Gonzaga didn't handle that well. Yeah, just a simple pick and slip. And, having the physical attributes to play defense is one thing, but having the mental attributes is equally or more important to know when to switch, know when to stay with your man, how to communicate, and how to handle those situations. Here we go, man up. Landon not particularly strong on man up this year. Someone told me 1 for 13, Matt. And they've gone around 3 times here and haven't done anything. So let's see what happens. They're not putting a whole lot of pressure on Gonzaga yet. 4 times around and it gets picked off. That was pitiful. That was a really good pickoff steal by number 11, Matthew Rienzo. But I thought the foul was on him. I guess they got somebody else. Yeah, he came across the front and hit somebody, and I thought the penalty was on him too. But they called it on Brendan Lane, I believe, who's worked out because he picked off that pass and shut down the man up. So now you've got James Matten able to receive the ball for the first time. We'll see what he does. Does he press or does he, play within the team concept? Well, they're subbing, so he's got to get rid of the ball. Now he might get shut off again. A lot of times, Cabell, and you know this, when players get shut off and they get the ball, they sometimes freak out a little bit the first couple times and they press a little too much because they want to do something. It's good to see that didn't happen with James there. Here's 30.
It's Ryan Clark.
Ryan Taylor, I believe.
Ryan Taylor.
Yeah, that's Taylor.
Thinking of the Redskin, Ryan Clark.
And here is Gardner being guarded by Cullen. He has a goal. I'm not sure he wants to ISO him, though. He needs to play off ball like he did. Oh, we got an injury.
Uh-oh.
Injury to Cameron Brown. He looks like he's going to play through it. He was punching the ground in agony, and he's playing through it. He has an ankle injury, by the way, so maybe he just re-injured his ankle. He's running off the field. And that's a shot clock violation. Sorry, we need to keep the clock. They don't see it on the screen, so we're going to try to do a better job at that. It's 1:50 to go in the first quarter, 3-0 Gonzaga. The rosters you can find if you're on YouTube watching this, which you are. You can look in the description below the video, and there are links to both rosters of both teams, so you can follow along a little easier. Chase Robertson down, being chased by Splain. He's got to tuck that. Gets rid of it wisely. 1:28 to go. 56 on the shot clock. They have to get a shot off here. Looks like Gonzaga's going to get the ball once more. Landon needs a point here to make it a little more interesting, a little closer. Owen Calderon, 48. They bring the second mids out. Maybe because Cameron Brown hurt himself, they didn't want to throw the firsts out there.
Yeah, they were out on defense for a while, too. Probably just wanted to get some fresh middies out there.
Here's Oler King with Rienzo guarding him. Devin Stewart trying to set a pick. Oler King tries to go underneath. Doesn't have anything. Good defense by Rienzo. Back to Miller, up to Panetti. Panetti's got a short stick. This is a good matchup. I would get out of his way and let him go. He loops around. Good D by Pels, his teammate at MADLAX. Panetti needs to roll back on that and shoot that. And that's Oler King. Went to his right and misses it, and Monahan backs it up.
Good defensive stand there by the Eagles. That was one-on-one Matthew Rienzo guarding Oler King. And good job there, the junior versus the senior.
Yeah. And here they go, 25 seconds to go in the quarter.
Cabell, you called it out. The Panetti matchup is one that Landon really has to take advantage of. When they got Panetti with a short stick, they got to go to the rack, and they got to go and make something happen.
Well, Gonzaga might steal another goal here. 10
seconds.
This is Wise. He's already got one. Nice inside look to Splain. Splain, nice play by Robertson to knock him down to stop it. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Nice try by Wise with the backhand shot off the end line pass by Gardner, and that's the end of the first quarter. A fast quarter. Man, that felt fast. 3-0 Gonzaga. Goals by number 1, 2, and 3. Number 1, Charlie Wise. Number 2, Cody Hobson, and number 3, Johnny Gardner, all with goals. Johnny Gardner added an assist as well, so he's had a nice start to the first quarter. Matten 0-0, and they still have a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, the keys to the game at the front end, you mentioned shutting down James Matten, which so far they have, but the other key to the game was Declan Monahan, and he has, as advertised, stood on his head, and there's a goose egg on the scoreboard for Landon right now because of Declan making a few big saves there in the first quarter.
I have him unofficially for 3 saves already. He has a 75% save percentage on the year, which is insane.
Yeah, that's much higher than normal.
Maybe it's early, but he played incredibly well against McDonogh.
Yeah, against both Loyola and McDonogh, he was seeing a lot of rubber, seeing a lot of shots, and he was up to the task. So that's why his save percentage is so high. That's probably not sustainable for the entire year, but a good start nonetheless.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. This is the DMV Lacrosse Game of the Week. You can find the rankings for the DMV on DMVLacrosse.com. This production is by Automatic Sports. Matthew Rienzo here with me, Cabell Maddox. We are live at Buchanan Field, an historic location down here. I just love coming down here. Even though the traffic stinks every time, I love coming down here and either watching a game. I used to play some games here after college. I did not go to Gonzaga. I was not in the Hall of Fame at Gonzaga like you, but this place must be special in your heart, Matt.
No, it's great. You're in the nation's capital, downtown D.C., surrounded by buildings, and they just put lights in a few years ago. So this is a special environment for lacrosse.
Looks like another violation by Gonzaga. That's 2.
That is.
Will Cohen, number 4, picks up the ball. Makes a nice cut to the goal. They don't see him. Ferguson rolls out with the first. No, he's going to go off. Good to see Cam Brown's okay. Big number 10's out there. He limped off in the first, and Olerking being guarded by Rienzo X. Up to single. Over to Savoy. And now Splain's going to pick up Cam Brown.
While they're moving the ball around, I want to talk about number 4 on defense for Gonzaga, Tommy Bonavita. Very good player.
There he is.
Headed to Army next year. Senior, captain, leader. Very good defensive midfielder, which is one of the reasons, in addition to Monahan, why the Gonzaga defense has been so good. And goal for Landon off of a rebound.
I'm sorry, I missed it. I'm going to watch the replay here on our screen, but who did you see who got it?
I didn't. It was a quick loose ball in front of the goal, and they just picked it up and threw it in. It might have been number 13 or 10, but we'll see it in a second here on the replay.
Yeah, we'll watch it. But that makes it 3-1 with 11 minutes to go just starting the second quarter here.
You know, those types of plays, some people may call them lucky, but that does happen in this sport. Balls bouncing around in front of the goal. Just got to be prepared and take advantage of the opportunities.
Rudsky faces off, wins the draw, but Wida picks it up, the sophomore, and then he gets stripped, picked up by Cullen Brown.
That was a great face-off there by Wida, but unfortunately, he was unable to maintain possession. And then now we've got a penalty on the Eagles, and it's going to be Landon ball, extra man.
Officially, Cameron Brown on that goal off a shot rebound from Zach Olerking.
Yeah, that was one of those kind of funky plays where, you know, they took a cross-handed shot to begin with, and then it ricocheted off the pipe, and then the goal was somewhat open when Cameron Brown was able to pick it up.
Landon's going to go man up here. What's the call there?
I didn't see what the call was.
Still waiting for the hand signal from the ref.
I believe
they don't put it up on the board here, but we got 10:40 to go, 3-1. Landon getting a little bit more composure. They had a rough start. Gonzaga came out firing as we knew they would. Students here screaming and yelling at them. Let's see if they can get a play here. Last time they zinged it around 4 times like this and did nothing, and it finally got picked off.
Miller just in a 2-3-1 from up top, or 1-3-2 from behind, moving the ball around, trying to get matchups.
Oh, wow. Single inside to Cameron Brown. Cam's second on the day on an EMO goal.
You know, so a lot of people might say, oh, well, they're not running a play. What are they doing? Why are they just moving the ball around? But you have an extra player. So there's opportunities by moving the ball around quickly to look for seams, look for skips, look for crease feeds, and that's just what they did right there.
Yeah, first play. That was a good spot to feed from, a righty to a righty. Will Singles, I believe that's his first point of the season. I may be incorrect because I did not get stats from the Landon side, but great assist by Will Single. Face-off won by Rudsky. Rudsky trying to scrap. He's got Will Cohen, and Will Cohen kicks it out nicely, gets a ground ball.
So this face-off battle has really turned Landon's way these last few.
Yep.
They've Wida won the last face-off but turned it over, which led to the penalty and the goal. And now we got a timeout for Landon, securing the ball off the face-off once again, playing some offense at 3-2.
That's a good timeout. Second quarter timeout, usually when you want to get it, especially when you got the game back in hand now. Landon's going to get their 6 best guys out there and hopefully get a tie.
Yeah, the face-off is such an important part of this game, as we know, Cabell. I mean, you know, for Landon to take advantage of that and to kind of, that really has been the difference in them changing the momentum so far.
I have it unofficially as 4-2, but it's really just a scrap. I mean, no one's dominating that, and that goes to one of the pregame keys to the game for Landon. If they can make it 50% or better, I think that really helps them.
Yeah, and I don't know, while we're here at a timeout, I don't know if the people at home can hear, but the student sections are going back and forth with some pretty lively cheers. The drum is out. It's a great atmosphere here tonight.
Gotta love it. 2 great boys' schools. Excellent.
Looks like the whole Landon student body is here.
I hope so. They don't have school tomorrow.
Holy cow. A lot of Gonzaga kids as well.
Yep. Very, very solid crowd here tonight, as you would expect in this number 6 Landon at number 2 in the DMV Gonzaga Eagles. Coach King, Jeff King, in his first year as a head coach, battling against here Will McGettigan in his first year.
Yeah, you know, these are 2 programs that have had storied programs for a long time, and just awesome coaches. Casey O'Neill stepping down this past year after 14 years, and then obviously Coach Boardley, the legend, after 20-plus years, 30-plus years at Landon.
Panetti just backed out Splain. I was looking for a play. Didn't see much there. Miller gets the ball taken away from, looks like Rienzo there. Picked up by Monahan. Out to Bonavita.
I think that was actually Austin Cunningham defending
29
him
got
at
it,
that
okay,
time,
yeah. Oh, nice strip there from behind.
And this isn't
Look at
this. This is going to be part of one of the keys. You know, how do these teams clear the ball? How do they respond to some pressure?
Both teams are
in the
awesome.
middle of the field.
Another takeaway ride. 2 takeaways back to back. Gonzaga gets it back. Throws it inside. A little bit of a force to a D midi, but here goes Cullen Brown. Watch the speed. They're going to stay on sides. Landon's going to run off sides right here. And a shot off the pipe. Man, that was a great transition play there, but I think that was pipe, not a save, right?
So what do you think at the other end? Freddie Fowler fed Brendan Lane cutting through the crease. Was it good feed, bad feed? What do you think?
Well, I mean, he put it right in his stick, so it's not his fault, but it was a little bit of a force because when he catches it, remember, he's got to make an amazing play to do anything. That's asking a lot of a D-midi who's just run 60 yards.
Yeah,
and also after the chaos,
most of the game too, he's probably a little gassed.
Also, it was chaos there, so
now they're dodging on him. Oh no, that's Bonavita, number 4.
Nice dodge by Robertson. Robertson goes in the crease, and that's going to be white ball on the side. Now the refs are saying he got pushed in. This is the hardest call in the game, easily.
Yeah, it's split second decision, and there's so many factors.
Yeah,
not unlike the charge in basketball, but more complicated.
All right, they decided it was a run-in, wasn't pushed. That was probably the right call, and I never side with the attackman. And I thought the Dodger initiated the crease there.
You can see Brendan Lane's speed on display here. He is one fast.
He's a great athlete. Played on the football team here.
Headed to Holy Cross next year, and they're getting a good one. Nobody really knows how good Brendan Lane is, I'll be honest, because he was injured his whole freshman year, and then he lost his sophomore year due to COVID, and his junior year was basically lost as well due to COVID. So, this is really, as a senior, his first season playing.
Hold on, they don't need a restart there. Picked up by Miller.
What is
Panetti
going on right now?
Panetti forces it to Nico Shermer. You don't want to throw the ball to a cutting pole. That looks like a push over there, and they don't call it.
There's some serious action out here.
Yeah.
And they're letting them play, which I don't mind. I prefer that.
Freddie Fowler down in attack now, 10 with Gardner. Gardner was the one who just made that errant pass on the last possession. He's trying to dodge Cullen again. He's got a playoff ball.
He has no fear, Johnny Gardner, number 3. He's a very good sophomore.
Here's Matten dodging, first time tonight. Whoosh,
off the post.
Off the pipe. I mean, he just took Galliani straight to the rack. Galliani probably, he's going back into shutoff mode.
A little tippy toe action over there on the box side, able to keep that one in bounds by Ian McGlynn. Nice play.
McGlynn's looking pretty good.
Yeah, he's
very improved.
Moving well. He's got good size.
Yeah.
He's a very solid player. Cody Hobson on the dodge.
He also is a football player.
And he will take it to the rack. He wants to shoot first.
He just bull-dodged that. He's
a good athlete, good strength, and he's a good shooter. Very good, very hard overhand shot. Well done there by Cody Hobson.
Didn't look like anything was happening. He kind of just backed in, looked like he was going to drop his stick, and then he buried it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where he didn't give up on his dodge. He just stayed with it.
Yep.
And kept trying to bull in there, and eventually got a little bit of a seam and took advantage of it.
There's a freshman, Cicatello, on the wing here. Only freshman.
Gaetano Cicatello, very talented freshman. Saw a lot of time in the preseason in the 3 scrimmages before the game started as Splain was injured. And now coming in as a freshman is pretty meaningful.
Man, that was a big hit they didn't call.
And then you see Lane again on display.
That's going to be a foul on Abramson.
Yeah, they'll call that 10 times out of 10. His back was clearly
Lane just creates such a problem for the defenses off the transition. He's so fast. The thing Coach Reppert at Holy Cross is so psyched to be getting that.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy who can come into college and play right away as a D-midi, if nothing else. And just with that speed, you cannot coach that speed. and it's on display today. Like I was saying earlier, this is his first season playing really for his high school, so he's now a senior and getting to show people what he can do, which is great.
First man up of the day for Gonzaga, winning 4-2 with 6:48 to go. To the point, up to Madden. Madden, 25, hasn't had a point yet. Probably going to be itching to shoot the ball. Maybe he'll show a skip down to Fowler. Over to Gardner. Gardner carries right, left, shoots it high.
And Gonzaga's just in a normal 3-3 offense with a little bit of a wheel there, back to a 3-3.
And this is number 1, Wise, who had 2 points in the first quarter with the ball down to Fowler. Fowler over to 30, Taylor. Gardner out to 8, McGlynn. Here's Gardner. Big save by Hunter Taylor. Oh. Hunter Taylor tried to draw the interference.
And didn't get it.
Didn't get it. And now Colin Flood's got a fast break here. 6 on 4. And Landon elects to hold it. 6 on 4 there. Gonzaga was way slower than usual getting back, and Landon's
I think part of the problem was we had our extra man people on, and they were struggling to get them off.
Yeah.
So gave up a little transition, which Landon was not able to.
Here's Savoy being guarded by Bonavita. Savoy goes to his left, doubled, kicks it to Panetti. Panetti being guarded by Cunningham. Cunningham, an excellent defender, headed to Army as well, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, plays 23 MADLAX DC Dogs. Here's Cameron Brown looking for his third. Picked up by Monahan. Up to Grady Corcoran. Could not handle the outlet. 5:12 to go. 4-2 the Eagles.
Yeah, that was a tough approach there. Grady breaking down to his offensive attackman. Just got to take a little bit better angle and try and play body.
Here's Panetti.
I'm going to
being
really
guarded by
for
Cunningham.
Panetti.
Here's a pick that
take
doesn't
something to the house here pretty soon. I mean, he's got to get antsy too. I mean, he's a special athlete.
I'd like to see someone pick down for him there. Pretty weak pick down for him on the side. A little extracurricular there by 8. He did not need to do that. McGlynn buried Savoy into the turf, and they call loose ball interference.
So these are the types of situations as a coach you want to avoid. You have a push in the back for no reason, which makes you turn the ball over, so it's a failed clear. The previous play, they got the ball and failed to clear it again. Now they get a third try, so we'll see what happens here.
Here's Olerking, the senior, on Rienzo, the junior. Leans on him in the edge. It's double comes. Grady strips the ball from him. Rienzo picks it up. Grady Corcoran. And I missed it. Was just a block?
Landon blocked the ball and it
goes
went
right back out. I'm back at Olerking, down safely down to Bonavita. He's going to try to lag it out. Bonavita better hustle. He's going to get knocked out of bounds. He slams on the brakes right at the gold line. Oh, and Cam Brown a little extra, and they call it. And Bonavita doesn't know they call it. And Bonavita wants the call and doesn't realize it's flagged down. Here's Gardner. Gardner being guarded by Nico Shermer. Nico in. Oh, my gosh. Gardner's got a cannon.
Yeah, that's just a simple isolation for the left hand there, and that's just Johnny Gardner doing it by himself. As I said in the pregame and earlier, he's really coming into his own, and I think going to be a special player for the sophomore class.
I think Hunter Taylor wants that back. I can't see that well, but that looks like be about a 15-yard shot. We'll see here on instant replay, but that had some heat on it. But Hunter Taylor usually sees those and picks those up.
Hunter Taylor heading to Michigan.
Outstanding
a
goalie.
Program on the rise, no question.
You just have high expectations for these elite goalies in the DMV like Hunter and Monahan. Man down face-off. So they called the foul there on Cam Brown for probably late hit or something. And then Gonzaga smartly gets a timeout and the momentum and the ball with 3:39 to go in the second quarter.
So you saw on that last defensive possession for Gonzaga, they did clear it on that third attempt. So that those 2 turnovers on the previous 2 clears didn't come back to haunt them. But a lot of that was due to the penalty that we saw by Landon which was really unnecessary. And not only put them man down, which gave up a goal, but now they're man down again and could give up another goal.
Stats so far, we'll hit those up at halftime, but Gardner has 2 goals and just lit it up right there to give a pretty big lead. It seems like this is going to be a low-scoring game. We predicted 10-9 Gonzaga score, and that's looking close to about what it is based on the outstanding defenses and goalies on these teams.
Yeah, and also early part of the season.
D-middies. The D short sticks on both teams are elite.
Some of the best players that they have are on the short stick defensive midfield position.
You have Lane and Bonavita for Gonzaga. You have Luger and Ferguson and Flood for Landon.
Yeah, and also, Cabell, it's the early part of the season, too. This is the 3rd game for these teams, and so offenses usually aren't super sharp at the beginning of the season. It takes time to, work together and understand what you're trying to accomplish.
Yep. Landon's got a new offensive coordinator in Mike Kubik, who people from the DMV may remember from Georgetown Prep, many years coaching for Kevin Giblin, and then he was at Churchill. He's running the offense here for Landon. Gonzaga's got a new coach. It really didn't change their staff much. They just lost Casey O'Neill to retirement. That was the most wide open look I've seen in a long time, and it went in the crease and they disallowed the goal. I mean, he had no one on him and no one even checked him when he caught it.
Yeah, that was strange.
I don't know what the rotation was on defense, but I think Gonzaga's going to be offsides because Gardner's back. They're not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He's going to sub out while they're extra man here.
Landon's got to take advantage of this. They got Cunningham on Panetti. I think Miller needs to get the ball here and go. He's got.
Well, remember, they're man down still.
Oh yeah, they got to kill this foul, don't they? How much time in this foul? 2:44 in the half. 5-2 Eagles. Robertson with the ball. Second middy's out for Landon. Bonavita guarding Robertson. Robertson loves to invert. I'd like to see him take Bonavita there. Devin Stewart, 25.
So we got the second midfield here for Landon, Cabell.
Yep, this is seconds. Brian Pell's on him. Lockdown defensive short stick midfielder. Forgot to mention him when we were talking about the D-middies, but he is a special one in the sophomore class. Here's Robertson on Bonavita. Gets a step, draws Cunningham. That's a great dodge by Robertson. Beats Bonavita, beats the slide and rings it off the top crossbar with 2:08 to go. Here's Ulrich King.
10 seconds in the shot clock. You got a double from Rienzo and a
Great
turnover.
double.
And a ground ball.
Nice job by Rienzo there to pick up ground ball. Strip on a backside blind double. And here comes Splain with 1:50 to go. And they're going to probably get another. I see
they have a flag down
on Rienzo. They're ripping Rienzo off. Something behind the scenes.
It's a full time serve penalty, so there must have been some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct.
I wonder what his dad's going to think about that.
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
He got a little excited. He made an incredible play. He probably just chirped a little bit, and the ref unfortunately heard it. But we have no idea. We're guessing. But Landon now will get the man up, and that's a turn of events. If Landon can get one, that's a full-time serve. I saw the full-time serve signal.
All I know, Cabell, is if he said something inappropriate, he didn't learn those words at home.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Understood. All right, here we go. Panetti down to single. Same formation before. 1-3-2 from behind. I always call it from behind, staying true to my Hobart roots. Stay in that 1-3-2. They're giving quick looks inside the Brown, but now they're focused on Brown. Brown is not open. Cam Brown, that is. Panetti just blasts Splain in the back. Wasn't even a good shot. He was 17 yards out. This man up is just nothing. It's not moving.
That's the only time they've gotten any looks is when they threw it inside to the crease to Cam Brown.
And that was a great shot save, by the way. I mean, Cam Brown. Ryan Splain just outruns traffic and buries it.
And that's what he does. That is what he does. He's done it every game this year, and he's electric in transition on defense. And everywhere in between, Rutgers is getting an awesome player in Ryan Swain.
He's just so composed. He, like, as soon as the young man for Landon riding him fell down, he's like, I'm shooting this one. He just buries it low corner, stick side on a rocket.
To me, the most impressive part of that play was how he caught the ball and handled the pressure when he caught the ball. He had like 2 feet of room with a long pole to make all those moves. So very well done.
Looks like Nick Sweeney's coming in because Gonzaga is still down.
Yep, a full-time serve penalty.
That's a killer right there. That for
a man down goal.
Fast break here for Davis Owens. Kicks it to Miller. Miller down to Panetti. Panetti scores. Not sure what happened there at the subbing for Gonzaga off the face-off restart, but they did not get back in time. That was a pretty simple old-school 4-on-3. So Panetti from Miller on a fast break, but that is fortunate because that man down goal by Splain could have been a killer. But instead it's 6-3, a little bit of life for Landon with 52 seconds to go.
And they're still extra man.
And Rutsky's now starting to win all the clamps against Lane. I've noticed that Bobby is winning the clamp, and he won that, pushed it out nicely.
That was an easy win for him.
Yeah, pushed it out nicely. So Landon's actually winning the faceoffs, and they just won those last two. They get a quick timeout with 43 seconds to go, and they're going to try to get a quick play here. Nice to see Panetti get on the scoring sheet and Miller in the 1-2 punch there. They've been playing together since they were in rec league as youngsters out in the Damascus area. And now play for MADLAX 24. Two of the top players in the class for sure hooking up on that last goal.
So, you know, as we go here into the last 40 seconds of the second quarter, we both know that momentum is a big part of this game, and one of the reasons why we love this game so much. It's so fun to see runs. But right now, Landon has a little bit of the momentum. They're winning the faceoffs. They scored the last goal. Now they've got the ball with a timeout. And they'd really like to get one here to make it 6-4 going into halftime. So we'll see, you know, what they do offensively, and we'll see how Gonzaga can counter defensively.
Great points. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cabo Maddox here with Matt Rienzo. Buchanan Field at Gonzaga College High School. A 72-degree day in March. 2 days ago, I almost froze to death outside trying to coach.
It was under 30 2 days ago.
It was 23 degrees and wind howling 2 days ago, and now it's the most beautiful spring day here, and we are enjoying this broadcast here produced by Automatic Sports, the top videographers in the DMV. Only the best for the DMVLAX Game of the Week. Okay, here we go. 40 seconds to go. Savoy, 1-on-1 versus Bonavita. Kicks it to X. Panetti inside.
Crease feed.
Total force.
That's not what they drew up out of the timeout. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, that is just a massive force there. And it gets turned over, and Gonzaga chucks it 20 seconds to go. They have a timeout, I believe.
Not sure what they were doing there on that clear. That was
they should have thrown it down the line if they thought, but there was way more time. And now Landon might score.
Yeah, I mean, end of the quarter, take care of the ball.
They got 20 seconds. See if they can get down and get a shot. I don't believe they have a timeout, Matt. I think they've already had two, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so here we go. Quick clear. That's nice. He should just go to the rack. 10 seconds.
He's got
8.
time.
He's not really pushing as much as you'd hope. Skip it up top to 10. He's wide open. 10. Oh, 11 was open. Robertson, nice try.
And we get the faint horn. I'm not sure that anybody on the field could even hear that one.
6-3 to finish. Let's go over the stats here, and then we'll talk about this lacrosse scene this spring in the DMV. In the first half, we have 2 goals by Cam Brown, 2 goals by Johnny Gardner to lead their respective programs. Johnny Gardner had the outside rip and an inside play off a ride. Gonzaga has had control since the beginning. He jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Landon brought it back to 3-2. And then Gonzaga took it right back out to 6-2. And if it wasn't for that fast break goal, it could be a little could be ugly here. Great goal by Ryan Splain there on a man-down pole goal. That didn't get the crowd excited. Nothing will.
Yeah, Ryan Splain always gets the crowd into it. Just the way he plays, it's kind of all or nothing and heavy on the offensive side, which is always fun to watch.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back to you early with about 3 or 4 minutes to go in the half, and we'll discuss the top 20 in the DMV and all the teams in the area. Be right back. All right, welcome back, DMV Lacrosse fans. 5:20 to go here in the half-time break. Get a bunch of Gonzaga and Landon fans running around the field. Goalies are out getting prepped. I'm Cabell Maddox here with Matt Rienzo. We are having a lot of fun here. Hopefully you're enjoying the production of the DMV Lacrosse Game of the Week featuring Landon, number 6, at number 2 Gonzaga.
What an awesome night.
Yeah, it's fun. It is
beautiful out, great crowd, awesome lacrosse, good competition.
6-3 Landon is the score. It feels like, if it wasn't for that quick explosion out of the gates, this has been basically a dead even game.
No doubt. Yeah, Gonzaga jumped out a little quicker in the first quarter, and then since then it's been pretty even.
Let's talk about the DMV Lacrosse Rankings. Why don't you go ahead and read the top 10?
Yeah,
Matt?
I think if we start at number 10, we've got DeMatha, and then Riverside at number 9, St. Albans at number 8. St. Albans has got some players, that's for sure. Paul the 6, who's a known quantity, and they definitely could push to get in the top 4. Landon, obviously.
Paul the 6, by the way, is playing St. Stephen's right now.
Do we know the result?
I'll find out from
I'd also like to get the score of the St. John's DeMatha game if you can find that one while I'm going through these. But Georgetown Prep at number 5, and we can expect Georgetown Prep to continue to improve. They have a very talented junior class, and so as those guys get going, I think they'll do better and better. And then Bullis at number 4. Bullis has talent all over the place. One of the best players in the area, and Tucker Wade, in my opinion, on attack. And then St. Stephen's at number 3.
Their senior class is loaded.
Yeah, Will McCullough's definitely one of the best players in the area. Whit Crawford.
Grayson Schmidt going to North Carolina. Jasper Simon, their goalie.
He's an athlete. And then Gonzaga number 2, and then St. John's, the undisputed number 1. I mean, it's, as far as I'm concerned right now, it's St. John's and then everyone else. Gonzaga's doing some good things. If they hold on to win this, they're kind of a clear number 2 at this point. But
their quality win over McDonogh and Loyola last week. Blakefield was what catapulted them from, I think they were 5 or 6, and they moved up to 2 in the first week of the.
Yeah, because you never know what teams are going to really have until they get out there and play a couple games. But St. John's is really number 1 in the country in a lot of the polls, and their outings against Calvert Hall. Their outing against Calvert Hall was just I was blown away by how
I saw them play live against Prep. They were impressive. They blew out Prep, but I also saw St. Mary's live. Now, they're not in the DMV, so they're not ranked, but St. Mary's is very close to St. John's. They are loaded as well. But the DMV is stacked this year. And to round out, by the way, you can find this all on dmvlacrosse.com all year round. We're going to have players to watch, player rankings, team rankings, and more. We're going to do awards at the end of the year. So try to make it exciting for the players and the fans of DMV Lacrosse on the website. Rounding out 11 through 20 are Heights at 11, Episcopal, who hasn't had a game, at 12, Yorktown, the reigning Virginia State Public School champions, Yorktown at 13. They probably have something to say about that 13 ranking. They want to move that back up. 14 Robinson, 15 Patriot, a powerhouse out in Virginia, 16 Madison, 17 St. Andrews, who plays a lot of these teams in the top 10. Sherwood, Churchill, and Potomac School round out the top 20. And the teams eligible for this are all part of the U.S. Lacrosse DMV listing shown on dmvlacrosse.com. It's a little bit tricky, but it's basically Montgomery County, D.C., and Fairfax and Loudoun counties. There's a little bit of Prince William in there and a little bit of PG County like DeMatha. But here come the Eagles wrapping up the second half here. I mean, the second half, the halftime period. The fans are getting back into it. We're getting back into it. And we hope we have a battle here. Would love to see a closer game. Feel right now like since Zaga started out with a 3-0 run, Landon has not been able to get it back. And it's still that 3-goal difference. And here we go. Bobby Rutsky out to face off against Brendan Lane, the 2 seniors. Rutsky started to get hot there in the second quarter. Let's see if that continues, Matt.
Interestingly, during halftime, Sun went fully down.
Lane kicked a stick, and they're going to give another. I don't know. Actually, that might not have been a kick stick.
They called interference. I'm not sure on who.
I think it was Laner because he kicked a stick, but I don't know. It's still a violation. I think team violations are violations. I meant to tell that young man there to set up elsewhere. First line middies here, single. Brown, 2 goals in the first half to Savoy. Brown drawing Ryan Splain. Oh my gosh. He saved that.
It looked like he did save it. They called it out before he even went out of bounds.
The ref assumed he was not going to save it. He actually did save it.
And that's Brendan Lane. That's what he does. Transitioning from face-off or transitioning from defense to offense. He is blazing fast.
So dangerous.
And that's as a coach, you just want to pull your hair out because they have the ball. They won the first face-off in the second half. They're moving it around. All they're doing is passing the ball around, and they throw it away. And what happens? It results at a goal at the other end. That'll make you crazy as a coach, no question.
Well, we just got a score in for the big Paul VI St. Stephen's game, and wow, Paul VI 14, St. Stephen's 7.
Wow.
Big Paul VI. Big win in the state. That could be a precursor of the Virginia Private School State Championship, usually won by St. Stephen's or Paul VI. 2 of the best teams in the state for privates for sure, but that is a convincing win, and it was at St. Stephen's, man.
And you can expect Paul VI to really battle Gonzaga and DeMatha for the second spot after St. John's. I think St. John's is going to lock down that first spot in the WCAC, but Paul VI certainly capable of stealing that second spot. But we'll see how the season plays out when they get into league play.
And here is Gonzaga out with McGlynn, 8 over to Gardner, being guarded by Nico Shermer. That's a little bit of a change. They have Nico in. It's a throwaway by Gardner. Gardner's had a couple of throwaways.
You know, they tried to run a seal inside, James Matten inside, pop him off to get a shot, and just the pass wasn't totally aligned with the path that Matten was taking coming off that seal.
Nice clear by Landon. Luger, the Navy commit, 20, big boy. Calmly clears it. Back to Panetti, over to Oler King. Rienzo still on Oler King. No changes on the matchups. Robertson out. He's got Splain on him. He's got Ferguson cutting. Holy sugar. That's a high-to-high hit.
I think they're going to call helmet-to-helmet contact there. You know, as a former player, you hate to see penalties called when it's a clean hit, but I don't know. That one was pretty.
That was head-to-head.
I think we heard the helmets hitting each other.
That was definitely face-to-face, and Nathan Ferguson, who's a quarterback in football, took that hit, popped right up like nothing. What a tough young man. The foul is on number 8, Ian McGlynn, on the hit. But yeah, that one hit head-to-head. That's going to be probably an unreleasable. And he probably is sometimes you hit guys, you actually hurt yourself. And he's got his head down on the sideline over there. I wonder if he rang his own bell.
I think he rang everyone's bell with that hit.
That was a violent one. And I probably gave him 2. I didn't look. Did you?
No, I didn't see it.
But little bit of a wheel. That's a little better motion there for Landon. They float back to the 1-3. Now they're in a. Cam Brown fakes the pass and shoots it. Wanted his hat trick. Up to Splain, who drops it. Picked up by Panetti. 3-on-3. 4-on-3. Got to move it. Inside to Robertson, who drops it. Panetti. Backed up by Rienzo.
Wow, really sloppy here in the third quarter.
Looked like Robertson was on the doorstep. Didn't handle it. Just,
and Gonzaga had a clean clear. All we have to do is we complimented Splain on his catch on that last in the second quarter on a similar play, and that time he.
Will Cohen strips Austin Cunningham, kicks it up to Miller. 4-on-3 again. Panetti. Is it outside? Is it a goal? No, it's outside and backed up by Monahan.
That's what we call mom goal, because all the moms cheered when it hit the side of the net.
I didn't have the best angle on that one either. But that shot, I think one more by Panetti would have been the play. Oler King was wide open. So was someone else on the backside. I missed it.
What I'd look for here from either team is to just settle down a little bit. Whichever team gets the ball next, which will likely be Gonzaga here, possess
Splain
the
goes
ball.
one-on-one on the clear.
Let's just get the ball around, whether it's Landon or Gonzaga. Possess the ball, settle down, and let the game come to you a little bit. Been pretty helter-skelter here these first few minutes.
Ryan Splain is a thick young man. He looks like he weighs 200 pounds. And he runs all day. Here is is that 14? Is that Lane?
Behind the goal?
Yeah, it's
I think it is.
It's Lane inverted. Here's Hobson being guarded by Luger.
I think this is a matchup that the Eagles actually like. A short stick for Hobson.
Luger's a really good D-midi. Hobson is fast.
Gonzaga's still subbing, so they're stalling a little bit till they can get the right guys on. Wasting a lot of energy running around.
And now the shot clock's down to 10. Madden got open, and he buried it. Starting to get out of control here now.
There's just no reason for him to be open. The defenders have to stay on their man. You have to watch him cutting, and you got to keep your stick in front of him. So when he makes a simple pop off the crease, that he's not wide open for a catch and shoot. So someone bad execution there.
Someone fed him. It was a nice look, and he caught it in traffic and then stuck it lefty coming around from X.
One thing about Madden, aside from being freakishly athletic in his size, is he is ambidextrous. He can go to his left and his right basically equally. And that it's not just something that people say, that's fact. I mean, he played left-handed for his first 2 years here, even though he's right-handed.
It looks like they've switched Will Abramson over to Matten. Now they got Cullen back on Matten. A lot of switching going on in the defense. Will Abramson, the junior, has done a nice job this season. He's inside while Gonzaga tries to set up a play here. Out to, looks like Matten.
They still got Splain in the game playing offense with the second middies.
They have Matten on a short stick. And he gets the ball taken away, oddly. Ferguson outruns the ride of Gardner. Good takeaway there by 20. Aiden Rafferty. Seems like Gonzaga runs about 5 D middies. Nice strip by Davis Owens in the open field. Man, these teams both ride their tails off.
You still got a defenseman down there for the white team. Nice save.
Gonzaga never, they're calling running through the crease on Cullen. Gonzaga had a 2-on-5 there and shot the ball. They don't know how, there's no slowdown in the playbook on I Street.
Now they get a fresh 80 for the shot clock, so you theoretically like to see them milk this a little bit and get it down to 25 or so before they go to the goal.
Looks like Gardner's got a shorty on him. He's asking for people to clear out so he can get to his left. He's going to roll back left on
slide coming quick.
Inside look to Wise. That was a nice feed by Gardner.
Wide open look inside. He'd like to have that one back. If he just gets that on Cage, I think it's a goal.
Landon's defense is completely mixed up here and constantly switching their matchups and not quite sure what they want to do. Matten found himself on a short stick. Gardner found himself on a short stick. Landon's got to be careful here. They're going to give up their 9th goal, down 8-3 with 6 minutes to go in the third.
Picked
off by Will Abramson.
Shot clock only at 45 when they went to the goal there that time.
James Timmons gets his pass knocked down by Abramson. Cullen Brown to Hunter Taylor. Over to Will Abramson. Will Abramson's got players in the middle field. They got to turn and look. And they clear it.
This is a huge possession for Landon, Cavill.
And Splain's on Robertson. Robertson looked like he was going to the goal there, and Wisely did not. Yep, and they roll out their seconds, and the freshman drops it, gets it back.
Like to see something from these second middies here from Landon.
Well, Robertson's been playing great. Number 11, he's had a good game. This is Calderon. I haven't seen him touch the ball much. And
Robertson playing D-midi as well, or is he just running on the twos?
He's just twos mostly. I haven't seen him on defense.
I have seen him running around a lot, which is why I asked.
That was blatant moving pick on Calderon. They didn't call. Totally let that go. Now here's Olerking matched up on Bonavita. Olerking gets stripped by Bonavita.
That's an all-or-nothing check, but it worked out. They need to
low pass by
possess the ball
picked
here.
up by Wise. Down to Bonavita, who just stripped the Dodger
with a short stick, no less.
Backside wrap. No slide was coming, so it was like you said, it was all or nothing. Here's Gardner.
He only has one speed, Gardner.
He is
he goes full speed to the goal.
And now here's Matten picking up on the end line, and no one's picking him up. So is Landon going to a zone?
I think they're just mixed up.
I mean, what did Landon do on the restart there?
They didn't guard anyone. They had two guys looking at Matt and nobody guarding Johnny Gardner. That was just some miscommunication on their matchups there. And this game's getting a little bit out of hand here for Landon. 9-3, Gonzaga with 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the third quarter.
It's almost like they were trying to get into a zone. They had two down, and both were looking at each other, and they were happy with being on the goal line extended.
That is exactly what it looked like. I don't know if they were doing that or they just were trying to decide who was going to guard Matten.
Just an awful start to the second half here for Landon, and conversely, an amazing start for Gonzaga. Three in a row here to take a 9-3 lead. We're watching the replay. Both of them sit on the pipe, and no one picks up the ball, and they just throw it out to Gardner, who's unguarded on the wing.
I just think they were unsure as who was going to guard Matten, and which left somebody open. So it's just miscommunication. Need to be a little bit more assertive on the ball. Call out that you're on the ball. Just get out there and guard them, and then the other player can back off and guard someone else. But you have to be decisive, and you have to communicate, which they didn't seem to do either of those things on that play.
Well, it's 8-3. Matten has now come to life. He didn't have any points in the first half. Now he's got 2 goals in a row. Little sneak lefty on the last one, and an assist there. So 1 goal, one assist for Matten in the last two plays. 9-3 here at Buchanan Field. It was at one point 3-2 Gonzaga, and now it's 9-3. They've taken over the game. Despite the fact that the faceoffs have been leaning towards Landon. I've lost track of the faceoff count. Here is Justin Weida.
At least you're honest, Cal.
Yeah. A lot going on here. Here's Justin Weida going against Bobby Rudsky. Justin Weida, the sophomore, backs up Lane at the faceoff.
This is a big play here for the Eagles and for Landon, obviously, but for Weida, sophomore coming into a big game. Let's see how he does.
Looks like Bobby got that ball, and he's going to maybe get it, but Splain's in the mix, so that's probably going to be Splains, and it is. He's a vacuum.
So was I overhyping Splain when we were talking pregame, or was I accurate?
This controls the middle field, just like you said.
Yeah, when he didn't play in their scrimmages, and they had a couple other key guys out as well, but he didn't play in those scrimmages. They were a totally different team. I think he's a difference maker. There's no question.
Here's Will Abramson on Wise, and we got Cullen giving Matten space now. They're guarding him straight up. They got away from the shutoff, and Galliani's not playing anymore. They got Nico in. Oh, my gosh.
Johnny Gardner again with the left-handed rocket.
Unbelievable isolation and overhand rip.
You're witnessing the emergence of a future star here, I think, in Johnny Gardner. And
he's got 4 goals, Coach.
Yeah, and he's just going to the goal with a lot of purpose. And if you want to stop him, you got to knock him to the ground. I mean, he just plays with reckless abandon.
I mean, he runs hard, shoots hard, bounces it basically every time, which is always a hard stop. 10-3 Gonzaga. Bobby Rudsky gets a win there.
I've been impressed with Rudsky facing off. He's doing some nice things.
Let's see if Landon can get it going here. Their young offense, I was mentioning that in the pregame, that their offense is going to just take a while to click. They get a new coordinator, new head coach. They put a new attackman out there in Panetti, and just a lot of uncertainty on their offense. and it's showing up big in this game. And in a game where I think they thought they could win this game, I sure as heck thought they had a chance. You see the little pass down, pick down that's worked again there. 2 razors in a row that have both worked, and this one gets a goal. Same play they ran the first quarter. If they run picks, they have a shot. They need to run picks every single time. No one's been able to beat anybody one-on-one all year, and the pick there has twice gotten wide open shots.
And there's really no excuse for them to be open. Based on what I see out here, they're switching on their picks, so just switch. If they're trying to flash and then recover back, that's another thing, but just got to communicate. And it doesn't matter what level you're at, youth, high school, college, pro. The pick is a very effective tool to generate offense. When you can't beat your man one-on-one, it creates indecisiveness for the defenders and gives the offense just a little seam to try and go to the goal, and that's all you need sometimes.
Rudsky with another solid win. Here's Steele Maddox, his first action of the game, being guarded by Rienzo.
The 2 announcers' sons.
Yep.
You don't see that very often.
Yep. Steele Maddox has been filling in for Oler King, and looks like he's doing that just now. They have 3 sophomores out on attack for Landon. And Chase Roberts, another sophomore, all teammates on the MADLAX team. They float out a freshman. This might be the youngest varsity lineup in the country right now. This is Owen Calderon Jr., the old boy in the roster here. Panetti gets a step on, backhands, goal on Cunningham.
It's a great goal. We know Panetti's explosive. We know he can go to the goal and score. So the question is, can he do it a few more times, and can they build off this momentum? 2 goals in a row for Landon, looking much better these last couple minutes. This is the way the game works. We talked about those runs. You win some faceoffs, you score a goal, win more faceoffs, score a goal, and next thing you know, you're closing the gap. So we'll see if Gonzaga can withstand this run here, and see if Landon can add a couple more onto it.
See Rudsky, scrape out there by Lane. He went to a counter defensive move and gets stripped by Cullen. Just an animal. Cullen, much like Ryan Splain, is very effective in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he's a beast. I haven't seen him play in person this year, but he's just so big and athletic.
I think he's better at LSM. He's more effective, just like Ryan Splain. He's not necessarily better, but just makes more of an impact.
Yeah, he's so athletic. I think Coach Myers out at Ohio State will find the best way to use him, and my guess is they'll use him all over the place. He'll probably play both positions as a freshman and then settle into something as he gets older.
Here's Savoy. First-line middies are out. Stripped by Grady on Savoy. Checked by Panetti. Still fighting. Trip. No idea if it's in or out. I can't see that far across the field. That looks like Austin Cunningham to me, though. Is that Austin? This is dangerous. And throwaway.
You have to possess the ball. Ground balls don't mean anything if you just throw the ball away after you pick it up.
See if Landon can clear the ball here on this versus this 33. Drop right, and they can't. Gardner picks it off. Just a tough pass. Gardner is going to make his first miss of the night.
That's one he'd like to have back.
Uh-oh, we got a flag here right in front of us. We almost got hit by it. Looks like Bonavita is going to get flagged for something
it's like another
inappropriate,
unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah. Not sure why they keep talking near a ref. They got to learn, if they're going to open their mouths, where to open their mouths, Matt. But the flag got launched right in front of the ref. Cullen Brown on the throwaway on that. They are lucky to get out without a goal by Gardner. His would have been his fifth. That was probably his easiest shot he had of the day.
Yeah, and what you see now is, like, if Landon can put one in here, we got a ball game. And kind of how we were talking a few minutes ago, we can forget that. Gonzaga's not running away with anything at this point.
Looks like they're making a slight switch on man up here. Robertson going in for single. You'd almost like to see 2 lefties out of man up, but Robertson out there playing the left side. Down to Oler King, back at exit Miller to Savoy, over to Panetti, back to Robertson. Robertson back to Panetti, to Robertson. Back and forth across the top. Panetti drops it. He has Grady Corcoran on him and checks him.
Great ground ball by Austin Cunningham.
Cam Brown tracking him down. Shot. That could be Matten backing that up with 15 seconds to go. Isn't the penalty still on? Don't they want to hold it here, Matt?
They do, but I think Austin kind of felt like he had something there.
No, I mean right now. I think that.
Yeah, they definitely want to hold it. Hold it and get the ball back at the end of the quarter.
Right.
It's a penalty. You'll still be on,
but
you wouldn't have a face-off.
I don't think Matten realizes this.
I don't think that's been communicated to these guys.
Now hold it, Taylor. Hold the ball. Hold the ball. And that's a smart play by the senior.
That's if we're correct, if they're still man down, that's a bad error by Gonzaga to not hold on to the ball and not have to have a face-off at the,
we'll
the
double
start
check
of the fourth. Well, yeah, we may be wrong. They may have released it right before, so we'll take a look.
Corcoran made a nice play there to strip the ball from Panetti and then get it up to Cunningham, who took a nice rip on the run.
I was glad to see Cunningham get that ground ball and successfully get that shot off. Kind of a possession shot, Cabell, but since he threw away that pass on the last clear, which led to the man down. So good play by him on making up for a mistake earlier.
Well, it's not. Now we're into the fourth quarter, 10-5 Gonzaga. Not quite as bad for Landon as it was a minute ago. It was 10-3. Landon popped in 2, single, and Panetti fired in some goals. Panetti a flashy backhand goal to bring it to 10-5. But Landon needs to keep sticking goals offensively. 10's a lot to give up. That's a little high, higher than what I expected from them with all the seniors on defense and in the cage.
Hey, Cabell, I don't know if you know this, but the Rienzo rule is in effect. My father, Frank Rienzo, always talked about the first team to get to 10 usually wins. So in my family, we call that the Rienzo rule, and Gonzaga's at 10, so we'll see if it comes true today or not.
Oh, I love it. Well, the Gonzaga students, I thought you were going to say, they win when they take their shirts off. They all just took their shirts off.
If that's the case, then they would win every game.
And Landon and them are going at it and having fun. And here we go. It's a clear. It was that situation. It is still man up Landon. And Landon's going to start with the ball on the defensive end to clear it.
Wow.
So,
and remember, Gonzaga has an extra guy here, and they're not riding properly, which is...
no, Gonzaga's man down.
Gonzaga was man down. That's my mistake.
See if Landon can get a quick man-up play here. Oh, here comes in Bonavita to make it all even.
So now it's 6-on-6, all even.
Panetti's got a short stick on, Pell's on him. He's got to get it ball back and dodge. Robertson takes Bonavita instead. I like the matchup with Panetti on Pell's.
I like the matchup with Panetti, but with
picked off by Corcoran. This kid's playing great tonight.
Yeah, Gonzaga's defense does a nice job.
He was way out right
picking
there.
Off passes.
He was way out. His foot was on the line. And here's Matten. This is a problem. Oh, nice defense by Cullen Brown. He was 5 or 6 inches out of bounds there, Corcoran.
Yeah, Grady Corcoran and Matthew Rienzo both have picked off a couple passes each today, and that's something I've seen in all their games. Those two in particular are long with their sticks, and they are able to knock down a lot of passes.
You love that as a defensive coach.
Of course.
I mean, it's like an instant turnover force, and it's just so fun as a defender to get a nugget like that, and especially if you can catch it like that. Here's Hobson guarding Flood, being guarded by Flood. Luger and Flood, the big defensive short stick middies out there for Landon. 29 seconds to go on the shot clock. Now you can see the clock.
Flood looks like he just got hurt.
His right ankle.
He should get down, and they'll blow the whistle and let him get off.
Well, they won't until after they shoot, right? Or maybe X here they will. He is limping. Throwback. Oh, somebody dropped it there. 30. Oh, my Lord. That was crazy throw by Nico Shermer. Nico Shermer just threw the ball back poorly to Hunter Taylor. It was almost like a shot. It was a shot. Basically, it bounced on him
I'll be honest, that was a weird sequence. You had one player limping around. The ref should have stopped the play and let that young man get off the field.
Who threw that pass? Gardner?
I think
somebody
so,
scooped it
yeah.
and zinged it over there. I think it was Gardner.
It's tough to tell from this angle. We'll see on our replay here at
But
the table.
Wise finished it. Wise finished it on the poor pass back from to the goalie by Shermer. And here's Bobby Rudsky, who's being countered with lane scrapeouts, speed scrapeouts, and just to make it a mess like this, which probably Lane has the advantage. And look at this. He scoops it. It looked like he was well out of bounds.
He's going to the goal.
Yeah, especially on a short stick here. Oh, he's got Splain. Oh, big save by Hunter Taylor.
That stick side high right in his stick. Not a great shot. A foot or so lower, it would have been fine.
Oh, my gosh. Hunter Taylor just dropped the ball. Catch it. All right, and there's Ferguson being guarded by Splain. He's got to run. Oh, my gosh. He throws it away. Throwing the ball down to
That's what
Panetti.
having Splain guarding you will do. It makes you panic. He's just laying the lumber.
Steel Maddox back out there. Hopefully Rienzo guards him. And Steele's shutting off Bonavita, so they go out to Rienzo. Rienzo legging it up the field. Looks a lot faster than his father. Down to, who is that? I can't see that far. It's 8. McGlynn having a heck of a game. Outside shot from Wise. That was really far out.
And with 50 seconds on the shot clock with a 6-goal lead. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but they get the ball back.
And Rienzo jogs back to get the midline sub to Hobson. Hobson with the head of steam, picked up by Davis Owens. And TJ Kim out there on defense. Second action of the night for TJ Kim, who converted from a long to a short as a D midi.
So for some of you who might be familiar with Gonzaga, noticeably absent are two pretty key midfielders, Jack Leland, who has an ankle injury, and Leif Hagerup.
And Robert Bath.
Who's a defensive midfielder, and Robert Bath. And, Jack Leland's a junior going to Georgetown University, and then Leif Hagerup's a senior going to North Carolina.
What's wrong with Leif? I know what's wrong. Oh, 2 incredible saves by Hunter Taylor.
I've been told by the coaches it's a upper body injury.
Oh, an over the head check by James Matten. Strips Cullen. That was pretty athletic play. But the saves down there by Taylor, he's keeping Landon in the game, somewhat down 6 with 7:50 to go.
So now Gonzaga can milk another 80 seconds off the clock if they choose to.
They never choose to.
No, they don't choose to. They choose to go to the goal and try and score and see what happens. But
I mean, they're just going to outscore Landon with this mentality. It's working. Keep going. That looked like a bull dodge, hand down. Hunter's starting to see the ball now.
Again, a shot with over 50 seconds on the shot clock.
He forced it to the inside dangerously to Colin Flood, who had an ankle injury a minute ago.
He's not wearing arm pads.
Yeah, I mean, they don't wear arm pads anymore, do they? Splain picks up Miller. Back to Maddox. Rienzo on him. Back to Miller. Over to Maddox. Landon subbing. Up to Savoy. To Single. To Cam Brown. Cam Brown has a couple on the night. Needs to get another. See what kind of play they run here. You're going to get a pass down, pick down. This has been giving them fits, except Splain gets through it, so it doesn't work against Splainer. Down to Panetti. Got a pole on him.
Guarded by Austin Cunningham,
who gets nice and low and does a nice job. Here's Maddox on Rienzo. Here's Single. To Cam Brown. Can't handle it. Grady Corcoran has been...
He stepped out.
Oh, he stepped out after he picked it up. Just not much energy on offense there. Needs a little bit of conviction when you're down by 6 with 6 to go. Goes to the middle field, dropped. Will Cohen picks it up. Will Cohen down, lefty. Comes picked up from behind by Maddox. Checked out of his stick. Battle. Will Cohen just gets pushed and no called, and Splain lightly jogs it up. That's his look right there.
He's been on the field the entire game on both sides.
And then this is Dabs here. 5:40 to go. Tough one there. Another tough offensive possession. Didn't last very long for Landon. Gonzaga in control of the game, 11-5 here. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cabo Maddox here with Matt Rienzo. Hopefully you've enjoyed the production thus far. Barring a massive comeback, which does happen in lacrosse, Gonzaga looks to be in control of this one. They're smartly taking some time off the clock. First time they've taken 50 seconds off the clock all night. Landon probably needs to start guarding, and they're letting Matten dodge, and they double him nicely. Ferguson and Cullen Brown getting after it. Good hit there. Is that Gardner again?
It is from Matten.
Wow. Gardner's got a lot of goals.
Was that 5 for him now?
I think so. But that one was tough. He was in traffic, he got hit, then bounced out, then still shot it. Bobby Rutsky out to face off against Lane, 12-5. Lane's been scraping it out like that recently and has taken over in the fourth quarter. And this is going to be a shot pretty much guaranteed.
So fast.
I don't even know how he dropped it. But he just outruns everybody. It looks like he runs like a 4.5 or 4.4. He's just so explosive.
Yeah, the only time I can run that fast is when I'm going to dinner.
Splain gets stuffed by Hunter Taylor, but Coach King with the smart timeout.
That was unbelievable.
What?
That he called a timeout while Ryan Splain was shooting the ball. I mean, he's 6 yards from the goal, about to score, and the goalie made the save, so making Coach King look like a genius there.
I think he wants to. I think with 4:30 up 7, he's like, "Hey, we need to get some boys in here, see what he can get some third line midfield that itching to play right now. I'm sure."
Did we ever get the St. John's score?
No. Let me. Who are they playing? I don't even know.
They're playing DeMatha.
Okay, that's a heated rivalry.
I watched the DeMatha Bullis game the other day, and it was 1-goal game. Bullis pulled it out, but 2 good teams, and 2 teams that are going to be battling, to be in the top 5, remain in the top 5 throughout the entire year in the DMV. So we'll see what happens, but I would expect St. John's to have jumped all over DeMatha today, but we'll see when we get the score.
Who are your candidates for MVP? Is it Splain or Gardner or both of them, or is there a third guy in the mix there?
Yeah, I think those are good choices. I mean, Johnny Gardner has 5 goals at this point. Is that right?
And an assist. No, sorry. 2 assists. He's got 7 points. and Splain's just been dominant at the midfield.
I don't care. You score 7 points. For my money, you're getting MVP, but we'll decide at the end.
Yeah, let's see how it goes here. And they do not. Oh, they bring in Fowler. Okay, so they sub 1 attackman. Fowler in for Wise, and they keep the. Wise is now in first line midi. So they didn't really put any sub in there.
No, they just wanted to settle them down, talk about how to handle themselves at the end of a game.
Yeah.
As things get heated,
offense.
Yeah, as things get heated too, you want to make sure you don't overreact to something that'll hurt your team. And
Cullen Brown just broke a stick. Moment. Man, that must hurt. I mean, that kid just snapped a stick on somebody.
Titanium on the arm.
Here's Davis Owens. Nice ground ball from the sophomore. Davis Owens is a promising young LSM, one of the best LSMs in the class. Great face-off option for Landon. Hasn't had to tonight because Bobby Rutsky's been solid. Steel Maddox out there with Panetti and Miller, 3 sophomores, outstanding sophomores on attack. Here's Panetti. Just love to see a pick down for he or Miller. They need a pick. Here's Savoy from deep. And Rienzo smartly backs it up.
It doesn't get logged as a caused turnover, but it's just as effective as taking the ball away one-on-one.
I think that was just a little bit of a desperate shot there from 14, 15 yards. And
that was a frustration shot.
Yeah. Splain's going to stay out, which is what you. They're going to sub him. Sometimes you get a long stick midi as good as he is, so you might as well just let him stay, in the last few minutes of the game, so that if they ever get any transition, and I'm sure Gonzaga will utilize that tactic. Gardner up to Timmons, to Dabs. Moving it nicely. Burning clock down to 36, 2:36 to go in the game.
Yeah, they'll probably start to go to the goal with 25 seconds to go.
Wasn't the second half we were hoping for, is it? Was it, Matt?
No, we thought at the end of the second quarter it was going to be tighter based on the run Landon was going on, but it's been all Gonzaga since halftime.
Yep. Here's Colin Flood. He's going to get cornered here. This is going to be violent. With Timmons on him. Over to Robertson. Hank Maddox in now. You got both Maddoxes in. Here's Hank Maddox being guarded by Ryan Splain.
It's one of his tougher matchups he'll have to face in his career as a sophomore playing against one of the best defensemen in the country.
Here's Devin Stewart, the freshman, being guarded by Bonavita. Landon subbing, but not Gonzaga. That's
well, this is their second midfield.
They haven't gotten their thirds in. Here's Steele on a pass down, pick down from unsure who. He sweeps, gets a step on Dabs. Robertson gets inside, almost sneaks it. Hank Maddox battling. Need to stay involved in this ground ball. Monahan still in there. He's going to get his arms snapped here. This is why you sub your goalie when you're up. Oh my gosh, he's going to get smacked. You sub your goalie there when you're up 7.
You don't want to see your all-star goalie getting smashed on the elbows when you're up 7. But he made it through unscathed, as far as we know.
Coach King making sure they win this game.
Hey, let's talk about that for a second. Coach King, first year. He's been with the program for 10 years and has them on the 3-0 start with wins over McDonogh, Landon, and Loyola.
Three
powerhouses traditionally. So good start for Coach King and the staff in Gonzaga.
I know they have Coach McAvoy over there. They have
Tommy Rothert coaching the D and Neil Alt coaching the offense, and a few other quality assistants as well. Jesse Miller, Nick Heyman, and others. But good job by Coach King getting the Gonzaga Eagles primed for these first 3 games.
All right, well, that's going to do it here. The Gonzaga crowd is on the track, hyping up. And Bonavita is going to kill the clock down there in the far corner, and Landon will show some sportsmanship there and lets them just kill it out. Teams are going to hit their goalies. And let's talk about, let's recap the stats and talk about the MVP. First of all, thank you for joining us on this live stream here produced by Automatic Sports. Matt Rienzo, it's been an amazing experience here calling the game with you.
It's been a pleasure, Cabell.
It was awesome.
Always.
It was
As
awesome.
Always.
It was awesome. I wish the game was better for you guys watching at home, but there were some great performances. So maybe you're enjoying watching your grandson play here tonight, and he made you proud. But I mean, right now it's between me, for my votes, between Gardner. I'm going to double check his stats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 7 points. I think we give it to him, like you said, over Ryan Splain. Although Splain controls the game, that type of output is impressive.
Yeah, Splain was just amazing in between the lines.
His normal self, right?
Yeah, he's his normal self.
He's always the best, one of the best players on the field, if not the best.
But I will say in this case, my vote goes to Johnny Gardner with 7 points, and really just an amazing performance, a coming out party of sorts for him. Playing on a live stream with announcers for college coaches to see and for other coaches to take notice. So.
First-year starter, right? Didn't play much last year. Might have even been on JV. I don't even know. Was he on varsity?
He was on varsity as a freshman, but with a truncated season due to COVID. And a lot of these guys didn't get a chance to play much last year.
He started every minute of every game and played every minute and has now earned the MVP in the DMVLAX Game of the Week. So signing off here from Buchanan Field at Gonzaga. Enjoy your night. We will be back next week for another Game of the Week that is to be determined. Have a great night.